Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, let's do something wonderful for the guys in our life. Stay tuned. So as most of you have probably noticed, if you've watched a lot of my videos, probably 95% of what I do has a feminine flair to it. That doesn't always have to be the case. Every now and then I will throw in some masculine type crafting. But one of the things that I did want to point out is that a lot of the things that I do can actually be gender neutral. Just change the paper, and like I always say, you can make it for any season, any reason. But today, what I'm making, I am using very masculine papers for this craft because I am making it something for men. And I'll bring in two of the items that I am making. And these are just little notebooks. You guys know that I love making notebooks. Well, I'm making some today that have more of a masculine flavor to them. And I thought these dogs were just so cute and very gender neutral, but the coloring of it definitely skews it more towards a more masculine look, as does this one. It is full of vintage cars and looks like vintage ad paper for cars, and both of these are the sheet papers from ROSSI, and I'll have that listed in the description box. But I used a clear elastic band on this one because I really didn't want to hide any of the beautiful cars on this one. But when you open it up, you can see that it's a flip top, and I embellished the inside with just some decorative paper and then a little sticker that says "Today is the Day." And I used this wonderful stamped paper just to accentuate all of it. So it is a very easy project to make. So this really is a very decent sized notepad. It measures 5 1/8 by 7 1/8, and it is about 1/2 inch deep. This one is 5 1/8 by 7 1/8, but it is 1/4 inch deep. So it all depends on how many pages you want to put in. That will determine the depth of your book. So the one that we're going to make today is going to be the 1/4 inch size. But I wanted to go ahead and open this one up because on the bottom I did use some black elastic cording here. And then when we open it up, you can see that I've got this really cute inside, and it says "Best is yet to come." Got a cute little dog in it, and then we have the same stamped paper on the inside. So let's make this. Okay, so to make this project, we are going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 5 1/8 by 7 1/8. We are going to need a spine that measures 1/4 by 5 1/8. I have a 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 inch piece of decorative paper that will go on the inside of my project. And then I have this absolutely beautiful sheet paper from ROSSI that I think just screams masculinity. This is such a gorgeous paper with the old-fashioned writing quills, ink wells, nibs, and everything. It's just so fabulous, and it's going to make a gorgeous book. So again, I have a piece that measures 14 inches wide and it's 20 inches long. Now, if you want to make this using 12 by 12 papers, all you need to do is join 2 12 by 12 papers to get the length, because the width we'll be able to work with, and I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. So I am going to flip this over. Okay guys, and for this project we are going to use what I consider a much simpler method to make this particular style of notebook, and we will only need this sheet here that we have to make the entire thing, as will the 2 12 by 12s that you'll join together. If you're using those, will also make this project. So all I'm going to do is take this piece and I'll place it down pretty much in the center of my paper here. Not center from the top, but center from the sides. And then I'll place down my spine piece, which measures 1/4 inch. by 5 1/8. And now I'll take my second piece and place it down using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And then I'm just going to trim off a little bit at the end, not a whole lot. So this is what we have. So guys, I'm leaving my sides wide like this because we are going to basically wrap our book in it. And that means that we won't have to go through the trouble of placing down a liner piece because we're going to get everything matched up nice and neat. And if you're using a 12 by 12, you'll still be able to do the wrap over. It simply means that your seam will be a little bit closer to center than it will be off to the side. So all I need to do at this point is basically fold this up on all 4 sides so that I can get my miter points. And then when I do have my miter points, all I'm going to do is I'll start here first. And I'll remove that. And then I'll come back and just cut in like that. And I'll do this on all 4 sides. So I'll do it again here. So I am just going to get close right here so I'll know where my mark is. And then I'll cut up here. And then I'll just flare out here. And that'll just make it easier since I'm working with a whole lot more border. Alright guys, so I have placed the tape down on my board. And basically all I'm going to do is lay down 1/2 of this. And I'll just pull it nice and tight to get it stuck down. Alright, so once I have 1/2 of it stuck down, I then need to come back and place some tape over this portion because we'll also need to do a wrap around. I'm going to place it down, just sort of overlapping it with the other piece, just to save myself the trouble of having to place a whole lot of glue on this paper. And now for this paper, this end here, I am going to use my glue and just place glue on the ends because I don't have my tape placement exact. So this will just make it so that my ends will wrap around completely. So I'll just pull it tight and get it stuck down just like that. And now I'll use my glue and just place some glue on my end flaps and we'll get them stuck down. Just fold it in just like that. And let's do this end. And now we have our book cover done from inside to outside. So all I'll do is just bring up my spine points and get those defined just like this. And you can see we have got a beautiful book. Doesn't matter which end we have it on, it's gorgeous. So now I have my 4.5 by 6.5 inch piece and I've got some adhesive on the back. And all I'm going to do is take it and place it down right here. And this will give me space to place down an ornamental saying or something cute right here. So for this book here, as well as the other 2 books, I am using papers from the Punch Studio. You get 125 sheets. I got these at Tuesday Morning, but you guys can probably find 5 by 7 pads anywhere to make this project. It does not have to look like this. I know that there are plenty of 5 by 7s out there worldwide. So this one has 125 sheets. I don't need 125 sheets for this project. So I am going to pull off about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to pull off just a little more than I think I need. And then I can go back and trim it up if I need to. So when I pull it off, all I'm doing is taking my finger blade and just cutting right through it to take off what I need. And now I can take this, place it inside of my pad, see if it fits, and yes, it fits, and that looks great. So here's a little tip. Because you're going to have a pad that will no longer have the cardboard backing on it. When you get ready to use the other papers, just take some spare chipboard or the back of a paper pad, just cut it out into 5x7, place it down, and you can use that as the backer on this. And don't you guys think this is going to make a very cute notebook, because we've got everything on the front that relates to writing, and then on the inside we've got notes and a pen that looks very similar to the ones that we've got on the outside of this. Okay, so I have about an 18-inch strip of 1/2 inch elastic, and the way that I am going to place it down is probably not the way that would be recommended, but it works, so it's the way that I am going to do it. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'll just be taping it to the back of my notepad here, and I mean gluing it. So I'm going to use my reptile glue, place that down, and then to hold it in place, I am simply going to place down some washi. And all of this is going to be glued down, so you'll never see it. So then I am going to wrap this side around, and I'm going to make sure that I leave it loose enough so that we can get it on and off fairly easy. So I'll place that in my glue. I'm going to take my washi, place that down just like that, and I'm going to leave that washi there because it's not going to hurt anything. So now I'll have it like this, and all I'm going to do at this point is I am going to take my glue, and this is a one and done pad, guys. If you want to make yours refillable, by all means you can, but for me, this will be a one and done. So I am going to make sure that I get plenty of glue around where the elastic is, because I don't want anything coming up. And I am just going to glue this very well. And then I'll take it, bring this up so that I make sure I don't get it in my spine. And then I'm going to put it down and just position it where I need it to be. I'm going to fold this over just like this to make sure I've got it in the right spot. And when I know that I do, I'll just press down, flip it over, use my bone folder to go in the back and work that glue in to make sure everything stays nice and stuck. So now all we need to do is really just let this dry. And while that's drying, I am going to place something cute right here. So I really like this little Yuta man, and I put some adhesive on the back, and all I'm going to do is try to get it placed down. And just like that, we have got a gorgeous masculine writing notepad for any man. All right, guys, so I went ahead and placed an M on here because I am actually going to give this book to Mike. I didn't want to dress it up any more than this because I think the paper is dressing enough. It is absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, I have got my little elastic band coming out from the inside of the base and coming around the top. And it might not be the perfect way to put it on, but I think that it works and it looks pretty doggone good to me. So I am going to bring the others back in so that you can take a look at just how cute they are. And you saw just how easy they were to make. A much simpler method of just wrapping and creating your book. And I'll open this up so that you can see we have got a flip top that just folds backwards and you're able to write, then close it. And using the elastic, close it even more. So didn't dress this one up, put a little sticker here, left this one lightly embellished. But when we're making these things for guys, of course I can't put my usual flowers or bling on them because that just wouldn't be right. So here is another spectacular notepad that we can make quickly and give them to the men in our lives. You know, it's not Father's Day yet, but something like this is perfect for Father's Day, perfect for a birthday, perfect for a masculine Easter basket. But again, change the papers and you can make this any season, any reason, any gender. So guys, I hope that you have found this a very simple way of making notebooks. And I hope that you have liked this project. If you have, please hit that like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys, have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later.